French Shalom and greetings to you all. Now, we're coming up on a few holidays, and we actually had one that might have gone unnoticed. May 29th was Jerusalem Day. What is that, you may ask? I certainly did. And I found out all about it when I was studying at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem in Israel. Now, on it, Jerusalem was liberated from the Jordanian occupation after 6 days of fighting, known as the Six-Day War, which took place in June 1967, after neighboring countries planned to attack the emerging state of Israel. Now, the commonly held pessimistic view was that Israel was an experiment that managed to survive for about 20 years in the Middle East. However, the armies of Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon would now bring Israel to its obvious end. Now, contrary to all odds, Israel not only blocked the attacks of the neighboring countries, but also managed to conquer East Jerusalem from the Jordanians. As a result, for the first time since the Jordanian occupation 20 years before, Jews have been given the right to access their holiest place in the world, the Western Wall, known in Hebrew as the Kotel. Now, in addition, after Mount Scopus, where the original university building stood, became safely accessible, the Hebrew University returned to the campus after being exiled to the western part of the city during the Jordanian occupation. When I studied there, you could still feel the energy of that unification and return to the Einstein-Freud-founded great seat of learning. Now, the battle and its consequences became a significant event in the history of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. One can never guess how history could have developed had it happened otherwise. Nevertheless, there is no doubt that valuable opportunities for peace between the two nations have been missed. Either side places responsibility on the other. Right after the war's end, Israelis and Jews from all over the world went up to the Western Wall. Drunk with joy and euphoria, they prayed, they danced, they sang, they cried, they read the Torah. Up to the liberation of the Western Wall, Jews could only pray on the rooftop of King David's tomb, located on Mount Zion. This was the closest to the holy place they could reach without crossing the Jordanian border. Today, Jews and non-Jews from all over the world pray at the Western Wall. And I'm sure many of you can't imagine the time, not that long ago, the Jews were forbidden from reaching its walls. It is a magical place that I hope you all get to go to at least once in your life. And I hope you all had a great Memorial Day weekend, a day which honors the more than 650,000 American soldiers. It's a very important number. We've made the ultimate sacrifice, and you may notice that there's a very similar number to what we're going to read about this week when we enter a brand new book of the Bible, the fourth of the 5 books of Moses. Now, the 5 books that make up the Torah, which is only one of 3 parts of the Old Testament. We do this as we break for the festival of Shavuot, meaning 7, because we are 7 weeks from Passover, and the holiday is Shavuot, 2022, which is one of the gathering festivals, the one that celebrates the first fruits harvest. Begins at sundown on Saturday, June 4th, concludes at nightfall on Monday, June 6th. The highlight is the receiving of the 10 Commandments, which are read on June 5th. And as happens on all gathering festivals now, Yizkor, the public mourning, is held on June 6th. Again, for those who feel it's difficult observing a Jewish holiday, it's not a complex holiday. It's a fascinating holiday. Prayer is said. The first real prayer in the Bible is we bring our offering of the first fruits to the priest. We recite the 10 Commandments, something which was once done daily and is not such a bad thing to do again daily, with what became the new calling card of God. I am the Lord your God who brought you out from the land of Egypt, from a house of slaves. That was the greatness of God. Freedom, not creation. So what are these 10 great rules? You shall have no other gods. You shall not make a statue or any form that is in the skies above, or that is in the earth below, or that is in the water below the earth. You shall not bring up the name of the Lord your God for a falsehood. Remember the Sabbath day to make it holy. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not testify against your neighbor as a lying witness. You shall not covet. It's not such a difficult list of behaviors to observe. And then, of course, we observe Yizkor, the public mourning. Once done only on Yom Kippur, but then on Yom Kippur and the 3 gathering festivals. Light a candle for those you love and miss. It elevates their souls, my friends. And I will be lighting candles and doing prayers for the lost but never forgotten souls. And if you want it done for someone you love, Send me an email. Give me a call. It'll be done. If you missed the date, still send names because we will light candles all week for those who wish to honor the souls of the lost. As we gather for the festival, it reminds us that we gather every week also. When we come together as a group to honor and pray and observe as a community, a collective consciousness of seekers showing faith, any and all faith, love, any and all love, a true chavura, which is a fellowship expressing our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach, sharing and bringing light, keeping fear at bay. And even though together we are individual in our approach, each connecting in his or her own way. So once again, please do go ahead and invite everybody you know, physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, any way you want. Invite them all to gather and share. As we go from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov, come together. Hine Matov. Shevet Achim Gam Ya. Hine Matov. Shevet Achim Gam Ya. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together. Now we support each other in this community, so let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the world. Remember, friends, this is you setting aside just a little bit of sacred time in your own sacred space to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in, because we all believe in something. It's a part of your kavanah. There's a good Hebrew word for you. It's your intention. It's what you put out to the universe. It's your thoughts. It's your goodwill. And goodwill and intention, those are the roots of what you can control, of what you can correct. Because it's your intention, my friends, that sets in motion everything that's going to occur in your lives. Let's take some time now. Let's use that intention. Let's send some of that goodwill, some light, some healing out to whoever you know that needs it. Healing and renewal for everybody. Floats through space, finding those in need. So send it out for those you know and for the souls and spirits of everybody you love. So think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It is for our pets. For the earth, it is the healing of the world. That the tikkun olam, it's part of our spiritual genetic makeup. We have to help heal the world, my friends. It's not something we complete. It is an ongoing task to be dealt with in this lifetime. It's for every lifetime. And we must do our part, each of us. Do what you can to improve and change your own little corner of the world. As we change ourselves, we change the conditions of our lives. Now, part of that healing of the world is when we send thoughts and energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everyone. They don't have to be sick. It's for those in our hearts and our minds. Let's all send out energy for the people in need everywhere. Special thoughts and prayers for Jerry. We pray for you, Jerry, for Aurora and Nicole, who is doing so well. For Snoopy, who's gone into hibernation for quite a while. Agent K. For Doria, Joseph and Aurelia. Mary and William. For Dave, Mookie. For Shoshi. For my dear friend Fievel. For all those suffering. All those in need. For Shayna. Let's not forget to include the familiars of our lives. All of our sacred animal friends. Everywhere. For everybody you know who's in need, and for the whole world, and for the great inspirational Devorah. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes, and goodwill and love we all send out. It just circles the world finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. Avotenu Makor Limotenu. May the source of strength bless the words before us. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Yeshabarach, let us all have our spirits renewed, because this is the great prayer for healing, which we call upon God to heal us as He healed before. Me, Shabarach, may He who blessed, because all healing is a blessing. So let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. Now this week, we begin Bamidbar, in the wilderness, the book of Numbers. And isn't In the Wilderness a way better title than Book of Numbers? Numbers 1:1. The Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the tent of meeting on the first day of the second month, in the second year of their exodus from the land of Egypt, saying. Well, you know what? The book of Numbers is the story of a journey. On the road again, going places that I've never been, seeing things that I may never see again. I can't wait to get on the road again. Against the backdrop of the book of Leviticus, with its absence of movement, Numbers is entirely about movement, about a journey. Now, the journey as a literary theme has been a recurring component of world literature. From the Epic of Gilgamesh, the world's oldest known book, the Odyssey of Homer, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and of course one of the great journey books of our time, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Now, we've all dreamt of that place. And here we have an entire nation in movement, with a visible miracle, the column of cloud and fire, and miraculous feeding, manna, happening in their presence at all times over a span of nearly 40 years. It's the only age in the Bible which miracle is, in fact, a daily part of life. Now, while there's a destination anticipated in the future, in which some of them will anticipate and some will not, some will participate, some will not, no one really knows where the destination is. And several times, as we have seen, we see that with God you have to have faith, because he's going to take you to where he wants you to be, where you need to be. The people's mentality is a mentality of slaves. And there are various groups and individuals among them with an interest in positions of leadership and power. That seems to be the nature of man. It tells the story of Israel's trek through the wilderness on their way to the promised land, their failure at the edge of the land, and the subsequent 40 years of wandering. And it is a capsule of our own lives. We each are going through our own wilderness to our own promised lands. It reflects real experience. It's already a metaphor for human lives, and it is a connector between the world of literature and the world of dreams, in which experiences of journeys are so common. The journey in literature can be the experience of an individual or a group. In the book of Numbers, it's both. It's the people of Israel's journey from Sinai to the border of Canaan, from the site of the establishment of the covenant to the place where it is to be fulfilled. And it is Moses' journey from Mount Sinai to Mount Abiram, from the place where he has seen God to the place of his death. So one must read the story in Numbers with a sense of what is pictured. A great mass of people, 603,550 adult males, plus the junior and elderly males and females of all ages. There's an organization for travel, a hierarchy for community life. You got Moses, the judges, priests. You got forms, formal rituals, representing time, Sabbath, holidays, new moons. Representing space, sacrifice, incense, vestments, the tabernacle, fringes on clothing. Numbers is a story of a people coming to terms with having a constitutional laws and coming to terms with their relationship of holiness with the deity and with forming themselves as a nation. But there's a constant movement. As the people move further from slavery and closer to freedom, this is a real journey. It's not a virtual journey. Our lives need to be real, my friends. Our movement needs to be real. There is room for virtual in order to enhance, but not to replace. This is the story of experience. Something perhaps we have drifted too far from in these last few years. The wilderness depiction conveys two quite different qualities. On the one hand, the wilderness years constitute a kind of ideal. The people's life is orderly, protected, close to God, commune-like. It's a period of incubation, of nurturing. All is provided: food, water, direction. The miraculous is the norm. Now, at the same time, the wilderness is depicted as terrible. Conditions are bad. The environment is hostile. There is rebellion from within and fighting with people whom they encounter on the way. There are power struggles and fear. It is about the wilderness. It's called Numbers because it opens with a census. It actually closes with one as well. It opens with the first census of Israel. An order of the encampment and marching. We are told the members of each tribe, almost by family. Now, the putting together of the rules is quite detailed. But all these people will die. So what's the point? The entire wilderness generation dies. And the book will end with another census as the people sit camped on the Jordan River. And that census, my friend, determines everything. That census determines land holdings and its impact on ownership, inheritance, freedom, and on the concept of the Jubilee. Yes, my friends, the world's sacred, so is everything in it. Express your gratitude. Light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light. All who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everybody. And end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we're a community. We learn together, we celebrate each other, we love each other. We share this right together, men and women equally. So let's all send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. And please do learn to forgive and learn to love. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. And take advantage of the time you have and enjoy the journey. We take the twists and turns and the patterns that we throw the fabric of our lives in our efforts to grow, to learn, to be, to love. So please do love. Now, bless you all. Have a fantastic week. A week of love and light, a week of peace, a week of miracles. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe. And remember, we set in motion everything that happens in our lives. It is our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect. Everything's linked. As I said, you always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what's good and bad, so acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, to any other person you've wronged. Ask forgiveness. But do so with sincerity, accountability, and vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you. You should learn to be forgiving and compassionate because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace, my friends, is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? Because if you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land, your home. Keep on dreaming. Keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching, keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love, because it's always in front of you. And remember to have faith. It is an unwavering adherence to principle. Just as I have faith in the principle of love and of all of you. Act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none, defraud none, hate none. Cherish all. Honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace in this year. May you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go. Work to be present in the body. Expand the heart, quiet the mind, because the deepest source of real power lies in consciousness and the ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. Make the most of your time in this life. Continue to touch and transform the lives around you. You're never alone. You're forever blessed and have the ability to bring the blessings to everybody you meet, health, love, and renewal to everybody you come across. We're all energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. Your words are your power to transform, to love, to bless. So be generous. Bless others. Bless yourself. Love with the heart because we're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear. Forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone because someone will always be there for you, whether you know it or not. Continue to explore faith and belief and do not accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel others have felt, whatever you've experienced others have too, we share together. We learn together and we help each other because we're each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have that special summit in our lives, so find them. Tell them what they mean. And remember to honor those words of God. The great epiphany, the rules for life and living. Follow those laws. Honor them this week as we celebrate the Great Gathering Festival, when those words were uttered to the 650,000 as they began the journey the greatest journey perhaps of man, the journey many of you are still on. It's your journey to your promised land. And on the way, keep forgiving those you need to forgive and keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. Remember to think before you speak, because your words can empower you and free you, but they can get you in real trouble too. And know that there is a place for you. You were not meant to wander. You have a direction to go home, no matter what you think. Lord, I was born a man, trying to make a living and doing the best I can. When it's time for leaving, hope you'll understand. I was born a rambling man. You do not have to ramble, my friends. There is a place for you. Now, thank you for joining me. Have a great week. And please keep exercising forgiveness. Be thankful, be gracious, be kind. Be loving and believe in yourself and in love. Continue to spread a little goodwill over the world. Never forget, you are the miracle in someone else's life. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care. Thanks. We'll see you next week. Bye.